The Chicago Bulls use a 9-0 run at the end of the fourth quarter to solidify and lock in their win against the Minnesota Timberwolves 120-115. This was a game where the Bulls needed everybody to step up. They needed some luck down the stretch of this game, but they came away with a win. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this. What's going on, Bulls fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Bulls related. I'm the host, Sarah Hayes, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Bulls Central Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content today, y'all. And man, the Bulls get a win in an exciting game. I just can't stress enough how exciting this game was for the Chicago Bulls. They went out to another 0-8 deficit against the Minnesota Timberwolves early in this game to start. They're down by 10 at point in this game. But then the Chicago Bulls actually play and have one of the better second quarters that we've seen from them, where they scored 34 points in the second quarter of this game. The Timberwolves only scored 29. The Bulls also outscored them in the third quarters and fourth quarters. The Bulls only lose one quarter in this game, and this was a game where the Bulls needed every bit of it. But what we're going to start off with is a player that returned today, and that's Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey made his return to the Chicago Bulls today with 26 minutes. He was only supposed to be on a 24-minute restriction. 24 minutes for Josh Giddey today. He scores 21 points, going 7 of 13 from the field, 7 of 9 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, only 2 turnovers. Josh Giddey came back and off the bench for the Chicago Bulls and just found his way. You would not think that this is a player that lost 11 games, that missed 11 games. He immediately comes back and has a big game for this Chicago Bulls team. And when he was on the court, the Bulls were winning those minutes. And that's what you need for Josh Giddey in his return. We'll see how much longer he stays coming off the bench, especially after a game like this in his first game back. But Josh Giddey made such a difference, especially in the first half of this game. If I'm not mistaken, did 18 points come in the first half for Josh Giddey? 18 of his 21 points in just the first half for Josh Giddey. That's how efficient Josh Giddey was on the night. Only 3 points in the second half of this game. But one thing that he did do in the second half that he didn't do in the first half is he got back to facilitating. 5 assists for Josh Giddey. Some important rebounds for Josh Giddey in the second half of this game as well. Josh Giddey is so important for this Bulls team. And this is why I say I do not understand people who still blindly hate on Josh Giddey. At this point, if you're blindly hating on this kid, it says more about you than it says about Josh Giddey. This is a kid that loves playing basketball. He loves fighting for his team, and he just makes winning plays. He just makes winning plays. At this point, people who are still holding on to any type of thing of, oh my God, but the OKC Thunder didn't want him on their team and they won a title. If you're holding on to anything about how that last series ended in OKC, you got to move off of that bullshit. Josh Giddey is so important. He, at this point right now, is the centerpiece of this Bulls team. We are such a different team when Josh Giddey's out there. The offense flows better. He gets everybody involved. That's what we were missing, a floor general on this court for the Chicago Bulls, and Josh Giddey brought every single bit of that tonight for this Bulls team. Give it up for Josh Giddey in his return to make a big impact for this Bulls team. But we also got to talk about Jalen fucking Smith. Listen here. Jalen Smith, 17 points, 6 of 9 from the field, 3 of 4 from three-point range, 4 rebounds from him, 1 steal. Listen, Jalen Smith, I get it. Last season was not the best season for Jalen Smith at all in the Chicago Bulls uniform. But what Jalen has now done in finding his way for this team, 5 points in the fourth quarter of this game. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's not the right quarter. I didn't have the right quarter up. Jalen Smith in the fourth quarter of this game had 9 points. Him and Coby White lead the Bulls in scoring in the fourth quarter in this game. Jalen Smith's 9 points. We need every single bit of that. We were plus 10 when Jalen Smith was on the court in the fourth quarter because Jalen's activity, his rebounding, all that played a huge role for the Chicago Bulls team. When we talk about that 9-0 run that the Chicago Bulls went on at the end of that fourth quarter, man, listen. You needed Coby, you needed Jalen, you needed Tre Jones in that. And Jalen Smith just continues to be a player that impresses and plays so well for this Bulls team. 17 points from him. Love seeing every minute from him. Also, Coby White. We got to talk about Coby because 4 turnovers from Coby White today. One of a timely turnover that could have very well cost us the game. But even throughout all of that, 5 points in that 9-0 run, 7 points overall in the fourth quarter. He goes 2 of 5. He gets to the free throw line 2 times. He's 1 of 3 from the free throw line. But Coby made a big shot when we needed it. And if Coby doesn't make that shot, I don't know how this game goes. But Coby hits a big shot when we needed it. 22 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 turnovers from Coby White. Coby got to get those turnovers together. After 2 straight games of really good shooting, Coby goes 6 of 16 from the field in this game. You typically need better than that from Coby. 3 of 10 from 3, that's not going to cut it. But Ayo Dosunmu, 8 points. Tre Jones, 12 points. But 7 assists from Tre, a steal in this game. The last 2 minutes of this game, Tre Jones makes such an impact in this game. Even so much so that Stacey King said there was 5 Tre Jones out there. He used the Alex Caruso thing on Tre because that's how well Tre Jones was playing in this game today. You got to give much love up to Tre Jones. Other than that, every starter scores in double figures. We get 10 points from Nikola Vucevic with 8 rebounds. We get 12 points from Naz Reid. He goes 3 of 8 from the field, but 6 rebounds from Naz, 3 assists, 1 steal from Naz Reid. 10 points from Isaac Okoro. The Bulls get 7 players to score in double figures in this game. We have 28 assists on 38 made baskets. That's such a good ratio there. We had 11 turnovers, but we had 7 steals, only 1 block as a team today as well. But, hey, the Bulls are back now at 500. This is the start of the year, and the Bulls have a tough schedule the rest of the way. So we'll see. Getting to 500 is one thing, but like I said, that's the bar is being too low just to get to 500. Can the Bulls get above 500? Can they stay above 500? That's what we're looking for this team to do. We'll see if they can. As it stands right now, this team is 2.5 games back of the 6th seed. 2.5 games back of possibly avoiding the play-in. We got to see what they're going to do. We got to see what this team is going to do. We got to see how they're going to perform. They're such an up-and-down team, but health has played a big role in that as well. Not to say that their performance and their desire and sometimes falling by the wayside and some of their own crap hasn't gotten away, because it definitely has. But, hey, I'm telling you right now, this Bulls team got, like I said, the Bulls got horns, y'all. And people can doubt this team all they want to. They can talk about, oh, my God, it's been 10 years since the playoffs. I don't give a shit about none of that. This team is younger. This team is having a lot of players that, like I said in the pregame show, so many players on this team has never been in as important of a role as what they are in this team now. Josh Giddey has never been the centerpiece of a team before. Naz Reid is his 2nd year in the league. Ayo Dosunmu was a rookie the last time he was in the playoffs. Jalen Smith has been in the playoffs, I believe, before, but never this important to a team. You have young players on this team that are the reason why this Bulls team is making the things that they're doing. And you just got to love to see that, man. The Bulls are, the 3rd youngest team in the league? Something like that. So, they got a lot of growth that's left to be done, but this team is figuring out ways to win. And this was a game where you had to figure out ways to win. To get over the gritty stats, which I usually start the post-game show off with, as far as the gritty stats, points in the paint, the Bulls lost 44-40, but kept that margin close. Second chance points, 13-11. Considering the Bulls only had, 4 offensive rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds in the totality of this game compared to 9 for the Minnesota Timberwolves, the fact that we only finished with 2 less second chance points, I think says a lot about this team. We won fast break points 17-12, bench points 49-28. It's always going to be a key for that Bulls team to be around 45 points off the bench. Turnover battle, we won that. 14 turnovers for them, 12 for the Chicago Bulls. And the Bulls took care of business today. And I'll say this was another game where Billy Donovan didn't get in the way. So that's what it's going to say. What it's going to say about that. But hey, man, I love seeing the way that this team performed down the stretch of this game. This was not an easy game to win. This was not an easy game to come in here and figure out, but the Bulls found a way. And I got to give this team credit for finding a way to win this game because it got shaky down the stretch. The Bulls had a 7-point lead in the fourth quarter, turned around and let that get down to a 6-point deficit. If I'm not for a 6-point deficit, still come back to win the game, man. Win the game by 5 points. And once again, this team continues to find ways to win, continues to show that when they're closer to healthy, this is a different team. This team is built different when they're healthy. We don't have a superstar, right? We don't have that. So when you lose the individual cogs, it gets more important when you're a team that doesn't have that superstar. Now, the Bulls go into Derrick Rose night against the Boston Celtics, one of the hottest teams in the league. We'll see what they can do, but right now, the Bulls are riding a 3-game winning streak. They're playing really well, and they're doing what needs to be done, man. And that is the exciting part about all this, is the fact that the Bulls continue to find a way. That's the important part in this. They're finding a way. And as long as they're going to continue to find a way, we'll see what rides out with this team, man. Love seeing this team play the way that they have been, man. Got to give credit out for that. And let's just see, can we keep it going? Can the Bulls keep it going, man? They have won 3 in a row. They've won 4 out of their last 5. They've won 5 out of their last 7. This Bulls team is slowly but surely starting to put some stuff together, man. And we just got to see how they continue to do it. So, hey, love this team. Love the fight. Love the way they play. I can't say enough about it, man. Can't say enough about it. Shout out to Base Christian Brigade, says Rob always be high. I don't know who Rob is, but shout out to you for the super chat. We appreciate you on that one. But yeah, man, great win by the Chicago Bulls. Big game by Josh Giddey coming back. Billy Donovan once again say fucks that minutes restriction, but hey, it is what it is. Surprisingly though, Kevin Huerter only played 8 minutes in this game, whereas Patrick Williams played 16. I think that's just because of the balance of the roster and stuff like that. But hey, we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. But let's get into the comments and see how you guys are feeling about this win, because I'm hype. If you guys can't tell, I'm hype. I'm hype as hell about this win, man. We were live for the game, and it was fun. Rob said, I knew we were going streaking. That's hilarious. Melvin says, I swear if we can get a bit more defensive depth along with Jalen Smith, watch out. What's the guy from the Nuggets you mentioned we may go after? That's Peyton Watson, but that wouldn't be to the offseason. That's not a trade candidate. That's somebody the Bulls can try to sign as a restricted free agent this offseason. Flaccavelli says, this is why I want Vooch gone and put Jalen at power. Jalen needs to be a power forward regardless. I've been saying that for a while. I want to see Jalen Smith just be the Bulls starting power forward. Things are really, let me see what it looked like in this game with Jalen and Modest Buzelis on the court together. Give me 1 second. Let's take a look at that, because it's been a weapon for the Bulls here lately. Modest Buzelis, Jalen Smith. So with Modest Buzelis and Jalen Smith on the court together today, they shared the court for 13 minutes and 52 seconds, or almost 14 minutes. We had a net rating of plus 9.7, a plus minus of plus 4, an offensive rating of 127, and a defensive rating of 116. Assist percentage of 90, pace of 98. Again, Modest Buzelis and Jalen Smith are really good when they're in the game together, man. I continue to be really impressed with those guys and how they move the ball around, man. It's been really special to see that. The Bulls had a 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio today, which a little bit over that. It's actually 2.3 assist to turnover ratio. We shared the ball. 72 points were created off assists today. You love to see that for a team like the Chicago Bulls. So, hey, the Bulls are finding a way to get it done. Hayes, did you know we got 3 of the top 10 players from the 2020 draft? P. Will at 4, Coro at 5, and Jalen Smith was the 10th pick. Hey, shout out to that. I mean, cool. That don't really mean shit to me, but I mean, I no offense to you, but cool. That's great. Bulls basically win because of Trey. 2 steals and a layup against Gobert. Also that reverse layup. Hey, listen, Trey is a monster. Trey, the smallest player on the court, but probably has the biggest heart on the basketball court, man. He is so good. So damn good. So damn good. Trey is a dog. I don't mind trading him because the Bulls need to win, but damn, he's fucking good. Hey, Trey is good, bro. If this was an audition for the Minnesota Timberwolves to make a trade for us, for Trey, hey, get that shit done. But you're going to have to come off something. You're not getting them for nothing. I love Trey Jones on this team, man. Joe the Blacksmith said Billy needs to bench Coby when he shoots heat checks. He needs to be kept in check with that nonsense. It's holding him back. Yeah, but that's not going to happen. Every scorer is going to take those heat check moments. This team will always be hurt. Maybe we might finally get over this shit and stay in good shape. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Hopeful Gamer says, man, at this point, I'm so worried about making a trade. Like, I know this team still needs more to be a contender, but the team feels like a house of cards. Remove one piece and the whole thing could fall. Hey, listen, I completely get what you're getting at with that one. Shout out to my brother Vaughn in the building, says, can't wait for this next game. Hey, bro, I can't wait for this next game either. But it's a little different. Giddy is on the way to being a superstar. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I say no superstar yet because I think you need to do it over seasons before that can be said for you. But if Giddy keeps up what he's been doing, absolutely. Absolutely he will be. And I know that's going to trigger some people, but I don't give a fuck because absolutely he will be. These Bulls are the cardiac Bulls, man. Bulls don't do this to us like the Bears. They've been doing it all season though, man. The Bears and the Bulls season are very similar in that sense. So it's definitely a cardiac Bull season. It is what it is there, and we'll see how the Bulls continue to come out of it, man. It's Derrick Rose night. I want to see a different level from this Bulls team. So many legends going to be in the building. Don't get your heads kicked in. We'll see. Last year on Derrick Rose night, they played great. But last year was the Knicks. This year's the Celtics. Celtics are a different beast entirely. So we'll see what we are able to do against the Celtics. But the Bulls are playing with some momentum right now. They're playing with some confidence as well right now. And we'll see what this team can do, man, with it. Bulls will be the dark horse. All they need to do is boost their confidence. I mean, you need a little bit more than just boosted confidence, but we'll see. Some guys are right. We're probably missing a start, but take consideration that this is a young team figuring out how to win, and we see that progress. We are seeing progress. You're right. This is sort of reminding me how last year the Pacers went on a run where they lost like 15-20, then turned it around. Was that? I know that happened. Was that just last year? Yeah. I mean, the thing is that I know it's something that sometimes can be overstated, and I'll admit that it can be overstated sometimes. But you got to remember that the season's not over, and you got to play to the end of the season. And as long as there's still games left on the season, you still have opportunities to go on runs. You still have opportunities to turn things around. And so, the Bulls have faced some adversity this year. They've been pretty bad at stretches. They went on that 3-13 stretch where they won 3 games over 16. But the season's not done yet. It's not done at all. So we'll see what happens. I was iffy on keeping Trey Jones versus Lonzo, but boy, I was wrong. Listen, Trey's been that dude, bro. Trey's been so good, so good. Since Giddy went over his minute restriction, I hope it don't got nothing to do with him playing next game Saturday versus Boston at the United Center. I mean, if it was a back-to-back, probably. But since there is a day between and they travel back, I think it's I feel like it's probably safe to say that Josh Giddey's still going to play in that game. Now, you never know. He can wake up and that hamstring can be tight. They can decide, hey, we're going to go ahead and rush you. We'll see what happens there. People played more than Kev because of the T-Wolves link. Oh, yeah. I mean, there was definitely – that's why I said the lineups being different. It definitely impacted that for sure. I said it this morning. Today they had no excuses not to get to 500, and they did a damn good job. Hey, love the team, but sometimes they frustrate the hell out. I mean, that's all our teams, bro. That's literally well, listen, y'all know I cover like 15 teams. Not NBA teams, but between the Bulls, Bears, the Sky, the White Sox, I do NBA Central. I cover a lot of teams. But every team's going to get frustrating. Every team is going to get frustrating. There's not a single team that you can root for that's not going to frustrate you at some points. It's just your expectations are a little different, right? Like, look at the Cleveland Cavaliers fans. Cleveland Cavaliers fans are frustrated by their season. What would we do to have the record that the Cleveland Cavaliers have right now, right? That's just perspective, right? Jalen is honestly effing amazing. We were killing the Hornets till he hit LaMelo's buck teeth. That is hilarious. Deanna says Giddy's back. Absolutely he is. Remember when you guys used to hate on Jalen Smith? That's not hate. See, here's the thing. And this is why when people want to be I told you so and be fucking idiots. We didn't hate on Jalen. Jalen played bad last year. He legitimately played bad last year. So it's not a hate thing. He played bad. He played better. We got to stop thinking that people got to be locked into takes forever. Just because you say that a player's playing bad, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden when they play good, it's like, ha, you thought he was playing bad. Yeah, because he was playing bad when that happened. Things can change. Opinions can change. Jalen this season is totally different than what Jalen Smith was last season. Completely different. Double big lineup is legit. Hey, Vooch is still trash. Let's see what the double big lineup did today. Hold on. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what the numbers tell us. Because I always say that the Jalen Smith, Zach Collins double big lineup is the one that's really good. The Vooch, and yeah, see, when Vooch and Jalen Smith on the court together today, they shared the court for 9 minutes and 57 seconds. We were -6 as far as plus minus. We had a net rating of -30 when Jalen and Vooch were on the court together today. An offensive rating of only 90, a defensive rating of 120. Keep in mind the higher number is the worst number with defensive rating. So, yeah, no, the double big lineup did not kill it today. But we did get some key rebounds when we needed it down the stretch of this game, and the double big lineup was a big part of that. Second and third quarters were huge for the Bulls. Those rotations were working. Absolutely. Absolutely. Big win and disappointing losses. That is the definition of the Bulls season so far, bro. Big wins and disappointing losses, for sure. I feel like Modest and Smith in the starting lineup takes so much pressure off Vooch. Celtics would be a true – Celtics are absolutely going to be a test. Absolutely going to be a test. Giddy is legit, and the Bulls got him on the cheap. I wouldn't call $25 million cheap, but they did get him less than what he wanted, for sure. But I wouldn't call that necessarily cheap. Love seeing the chemistry from last year returning and against a good team in Minnesota. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't speak to how team doctors deal with things because that's a whole different world. But I think if he passed his minutes restriction and he feels fine, I think it means he'll play more. Usually they like to keep a player on minutes restriction their whole first week back, regardless of how they play or how they feel. Usually the first week is set in. And because there's only 2 games left this week, now only 1 more left this week, I don't know if they'll increase it. They may wait till next week to increase it. But as long as he wakes up and there's no tightness in that hamstring or anything like that, I don't think they're going to sit him anymore. So I don't think that's a question or anything like that. Billy rotation in the fourth almost cost us the game, subbing Jalen for Vooch at the 7-minute mark. Yeah, that's Billy-isms, unfortunately. Billy-isms are Billy-isms. Jalen last year was icing his knees and did not even play. I don't know what he did to change his everything. Share what he did with Patrick Williams. It's a mindset thing. I can't wait until Collins comes back. We can either leave Vooch in the starting lineup and pull him early or have Vooch come off the bench. Listen, I'm all for starting Zach Collins and Jalen Smith as your 5 and 4. But I'll say this. What if Nikola Vucevic is the Keith Bogans of this team after the trade deadline? Like you start him. You start him at the beginning of the first. You start him at the beginning of the third. Maybe playing for like another 2 or 3 minute stretch in the second and fourth quarters. But I wouldn't mind if like Vooch is not out there unless he's playing well. If he's not out there closing, I wouldn't mind that at all. Hey, since you want Jalen to stay in the lineup, ain't that gonna mean Okoro gonna? No shit, Jeremy. Why do you ask stupid questions? Like what? Are we gonna start 6 players, Jeremy? If you take 1 away and you have 3 to begin with, do you realize that's 2 Hayes? It's always Jeremy. It's always Jeremy. Every single time. It's always Jeremy. Rob says, the great thing about the disappointing losses this year to bad teams is that they won't be facing them in the play-in or the playoffs. I hear you on that one. Giddy's rebounding skills make him special. He's walking triple-double when healthy. Oh, facts. I mean, he's always a walking triple-double. Absolutely. If we do make the playoffs, who do you want to see? I don't give a shit. Like, what? I don't give a shit. Like, to make the playoffs, I don't give a damn who you play in the first round. Just make the damn playoffs. Health is our best player, just like every team. When you're a younger team, it's harder to find confidence with constantly changing lineup. I mean, it really depends on coaching with that. I think we've seen young teams, sometimes have to face adversity through injury and deal with it okay. I mean, it really comes down to also the caliber of players that you have, both that you're missing and that are coming in replacing those players. But, every situation is different. We could move to the 8th seed if the Heat lose today. That would be crazy. Also, Portland balling as well against the Heat right now. We may get that pick, bro. If it keeps up, we need the Heat to continue losing. We'll see. Trey Jones may have just moved to the top of the Wolves wish list. Pay up or we keep him. We good either way. Hey, run me Juan Behringer. Big time dub today. Let's keep this going, and we're getting healthy. Absolutely. I'm not that impressed with Okoro. Io could easily fill those shoes plus. Oh, yeah, for sure. But I think the only reason Io isn't starting is because they want his scoring punch and his defense, for that matter, coming off the bench. That's just my personal opinion. It's not like I've talked to Billy to get his mindset on it. But, Io's great. Okoro, like you said, Okoro's going to have moments. I mean, he had some moments in this game. He's going to have his moments, but I don't think I've seen anything from Isaac Okoro where I'm like, oh, my God, we can't possibly take Isaac Okoro out the starting lineup, personally. Mixed feelings about trading our players to the T-Wolves. Will it really be worth it? I mean, it really depends on how you view their assets. Like, if the Bulls want a young, dynamic big in Juan Behringer who has tons of potential, they can. Now, that would mean they'd have to develop Behringer and Noah Essinga at the same time, which they've had trouble developing players already. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Crazy thing is that if this team won the games we consider disappointing, we would be top 3. You're right. You're absolutely right. If the Bulls, over that 3-13 stretch, let's just say they go 500, right? So let's say they go 8-8 instead of 3-13. If you add 8 wins to the Chicago Bulls record right now, 8 wins, right? Let me bring up the standings. If you add 8 wins to the Chicago Bulls record right now, they'd have 30 wins, which would put them at number 2 in the Eastern Conference. And that's just if you go 500. Let's say you go slightly below 500. Let's say instead of 8-8, let's say you go 5-11, right? Let's say you go 5-11. Like, those things matter. Those things change quite a bit for the Chicago Bulls, man. I need a Billyism shirt. Why would you want a shirt that says Billyisms on it? You want to be a walking reminder of Billyisms? I don't want that for you, bro. I don't even want that for you. Merc Dog says it's always Jeremy. Every single time. It's always Jeremy. Every single time. It's always Jeremy. Jeremy's the type of person that'd be like, hey, does African American mean your descendants were from Africa? Nigga, what? Jeremy's crazy, bro. Like at this point, I think Jeremy does it on purpose. Coby will never be traded. If you trade him before January, you get no value because he is usually trash. Can't trade him after December because the end of Jerry, Coby turns into a top 15 player. That's crazy. He's grabbed his nose and face like he was talking to one of his kids. I know that. Look, bro, Jeremy be like, if we start Giddey, White, Modest, Smith, and Vooch, does that mean Okoro's coming off the bench? Bro, like, that's crazy. That's just crazy. It's just crazy. Locked On Pelicans suggested a swap of Zion, Missy for Vooch, P. Williams, straight trade with no picks. Fuck yeah. Would I take Zion and Missy for Vucevic and P. Will? Nigga, they can take Vooch, P. Will, and my liver. They can take they can take a part of my lung. If you're taking Vooch and P. Will and we're getting Zion and Eve Missy, I give them one of my kids. I love my children, but they can have one of them. I got 4 of them. They can have one of them. I can make another one. Jeremy be high, bro. You can't blame him. I be high. Like, that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. That is not an excuse at all. It's not an excuse. Do y'all know how many live streams I've done where I've been high as a motherfucker and been perfectly fine? That's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. But all right, y'all, man, I appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. Great game by the Chicago Bulls. Great win. I'm so happy with this team. This 3-game stretch has been great to see the Chicago Bulls be able to go on. Now it becomes about how can you stay above 500? You've gotten back to 500, but now how can you stay above 500? That's the thing that the Chicago Bulls have to ask themselves and dig in and find a way to do. Well, we got a huge test coming up Saturday against Boston on Derrick Rose night. It's going to be an amazing day. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Man. But yeah, I love you guys, man. Make sure you guys are following us at Bulls Central Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. BullsCentralPod@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We are the number 1 spot for everything Chicago Bulls related, and that's thanks to you, lovely and beautiful people. And like I like to end every episode on, stay safe, go Bulls, stay safe and stay warm out there, man. It's going to be -9 degrees in Chicago this weekend. Y'all stay safe out there, man. Love you guys, go Bulls, see red, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.